And welcome everyone, my name is Pete and this is my channel, Rugged Outdoors Guide on the YouTube and ruggedoutdoorsguide.com on the interweb. Alright guys, this channel is all about everything outdoors. We're taking a deep dive into canoeing, canoe fishing, camping, everything you do with your family outdoors. Please join us. We've got a long journey ahead of us through lots of videos and we hope that you stick around for some of them. Today, we are going to be talking about a mattress. And I've just done a mattress review recently, but this one's totally different. This one's called an Airlive 2000 from a company called Zoobelives or Zoobelives. I've even heard somebody try to call it Zoobelives. So I'm going to go with Zoobelives because the model is Airlive 2000. All right, let's go take a look at what we have. Okay. So here's what we have. Here is the Zoobelives Airlive 2000 air sleeping pad with a built-in pump. All right, let's bring it out of the bag and fill it up. All right, so here is a foot pump. There's just a valve to remove. It kind of feels like a piece of sponge. It's not filled with just air with a frame around it. It's actually a sponge. All right, let's see how this works. Oh, gotta tell you, we gotta figure out how long this takes to fill up. The advertised time is 2 minutes. I am gonna set my stopwatch. And we're gonna figure this out. Okay, ready? Here we go. And start. All right, that looks kind of like it's about as much as it'll inflate. It took exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's pretty good. Close enough to the advertised time. The only other thing I can say about the inflation process is that the valve itself kind of got stuck to the other side of the pad when you pushed it down. It got stuck in the down position and I had to pull it up to release the air like a suction lock. A couple of times did it itself, a couple of times I had to pull it up. That's it. Otherwise, so far so good. Okay, I'm gonna get ready for a good night's rest. It's about midday right now. I'm gonna get ready for the night, so we're gonna take a bit of a break and I will continue the review on how it feels to sleep on it and then how to deflate it tomorrow. All right guys, just before I do my sleep test for the night, a couple other things you might want to just know about this mattress. First of all, nobody gave me any mattress for free. All right, this is not a sponsored post or anything like that, or a sponsored video by Airlives. I bought this with my own money. I needed it for a camping trip and I just thought that would be a cool thing to review. Second thing is, the reason I bought this particular one is because of the extreme thickness, 4 inches, as opposed to the average mattress that I saw out there with the little sort of air pods on it. We're looking at about 2 to 2.5 inches thick, which is fine really, but I thought, hey, let's just step it up a notch and live in luxury. So that's why I got this one, which is 4 inches thick. And by the way, as far as pricing goes, there are 2 different models that I found that are easily available, and one is the Airlive 2000, also known as a 2000DE, and it cost me, that's the one I got in Canada, and it cost me 50 bucks Canadian. But right now there's an upgraded version, and it is a 2000P, the Airlive 2000P, and it is available in the US for $42. And the upgrade on that one is that it's a few inches wider and a few inches longer. All right, so let's just look at the specs right now before we get into the evening of rest. First of all, it's got a built-in pump, which I showed you already. And it, of course, is waterproof, no surprise there. And the 2000P is a little bit heavy. It's at 3.9 pounds. Now, if you go for the 2000, not the upgraded P version, it's 3.1 pounds. So those are not the lightest mattresses on earth, but depending on your specific situation, it may work for you unless you really are paring it down and getting really light for portaging or backpacking. Then you might want a different style of mattress rather than this 4-inch thick one. The size of it is, again, the 2000P upgraded version, 76 inches by 28.7 inches by 4 inches thick. That is compared to the 2000DE, which is 74 inches long, so that's 2 inches shorter, 24.4 inches wide. That's around 4 inches-ish narrower than the upgraded version, and it's the same thickness at 4 inches. The estimated R value is 3 to 4, so I guess they haven't really done all that they could do regarding their testing at Zoobelives, so it's just an estimated R value. There is a repair kit included, which is kind of neat. It has snaps along the edges to connect multiple mattresses. So that also is quite neat. If there's a couple of you going and you don't want to slide around all over the place, it's much better to keep them connected. And as far as the material goes, it's a 75D polyester. It says polyvinyl chloride. Ugh, I don't like anything that says chloride on it, but you know, we'll deal with it. It seems good so far. There are your specifications for the Zoobelives Airlive 2000 and 2000P. About 22 hours since I last did the previous part of my video before I slept on the mattress. I will tell you what I think, exactly what I think of this mattress in just a second. But before I do that, I want to show you the deflation process and just a little feature that I didn't talk about yesterday. And I'll give you a list of pros and cons. Might be something surprising in that list. All right, so here I am at my fire pit in the backyard. The grass is just way too wet. I don't want to wrap this thing up on the grass. So that's why we're here on the concrete and the stone here. All right, so one thing I didn't talk to you about yesterday, guys, is this valve on the bottom of the mattress. It's just on the opposite side of the foot pump over here. And the instructions beside it say that you pop open the first one and you just jam your finger into there to adjust the air supply. And I'm guessing that means deflate slightly. And I'm jamming my finger in, I'm moving around. There's a little rubber thing in there. I'm moving it around one way, the other. I'm pushing it straight down. No air, nothing is coming out. So I don't really know how useful that is. I think that's just to adjust if you don't like it as firm as it is, but that's never gonna happen in my life because no mattress has ever been too firm for me on a camping trip. They always tend to sag. So I'm gonna go to the stage 2 here and pull the second stopper up, and then it deflates pretty quickly. So according to the instructions, here are the steps to deflate this thing, because it's not a one-step process, it's a two-step process. Okay, so here it is. This is all packed up. What are the pros and the cons? All right, well, let's get into the pros. The pros are that it actually is quite comfortable. Pretty much as comfortable as a regular air mattress you might have at home. Another pro is that it is affordable. It's less than 50 bucks and you don't actually touch the ground when you sleep on this. Another pro is that it is pretty easy to inflate. It takes a couple minutes, but it's still pretty easy, and it's got the pump built in, and so no real issue that way. The final pro that I have found on this is that the vinyl itself is fairly thick. It's thicker and it seems more durable than some of my smaller, thinner backcountry mattresses, which I'm kind of scared to even lie on sometimes, or that's the way it would appear. This one is a little bit thicker and sturdier. So those are some good things about the Zoobelives Airlive 2000 mattress. However, unfortunately, there are some cons. For one, the deflation valve, whatever that thing is, didn't really work. The other thing is that it's heavy. It's pushing 4 pounds. I would not take this on anything other than a car camping scenario where you're really close to your vehicle. I wouldn't carry this in a backpack and go for long distances. Forget it. There's so many better mattresses you can get for that purpose. Another con is that this is pretty much the size. This package right here is the size of my solo one-person tent. And so that, yeah, that's a red flag when it comes to backpacking and such. So it's big, it's heavy. I also don't like the two-step deflation process where you have to squish all the air out by rolling it once, and then you actually have to unroll it and fold it over and then roll it up again. That's, I mean, it might be a small thing for some, and in the bigger picture maybe it is, but again, it's just one of these little things that cumulatively with all the other negatives, I'm just not, over the top about this. But guys, there's a big con about this. And this is where I segue into my overall assessment of this. And that is that, I don't even want to say it, it didn't hold all its air overnight. That's my big beef with every single mattress I've ever owned. Until recently, I've had some that actually have held their air, but this one, I would say it lost about, if I had to guess, somewhere close to 20% of the air. So, whatever. The only thing I can say about that, I guess the silver lining there would be that even though it lost all that air, I still didn't touch the ground. So I still slept fine. The only thing is that you're getting closer to the ground, and when you get up, actually when you get up on your knees on it as you're getting onto it or off of it, I did touch the ground with the loss of air. So it was okay when I was lying on it, but it was a little bit squishy and it did lose some air. I don't know where it's losing air. That's the thing. Everything was capped up with stoppers and then a cap on top of the stopper on both valves. It's just one of these things. It's like magic. Mattresses have this ability to lose air. So guys, that's my overall view of it. Do I like it? Well, I would say yes. I do like it for car camping. I would never ever take this on a long backcountry trip. It's not worth it. There are other mattresses that do the job better for just carrying long distances. You'll be glad that you got a different mattress other than this. Who needs an extra 4 pounds when you can have mattresses that are 18 ounces and you'll sleep just fine on those. So that is my overall assessment of this. Guys, if you like this video, please do the whole, you've heard it a trillion times, like and subscribe. You can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do, but we will come up with other videos that will be helpful for you guys, and hopefully you'll stick around, and I'll see you guys. You'll give me some comments maybe. You can leave whatever comments you want below. From you, I will take any comments, and I will consider them if they are worthy of consideration. All right, and until next time, guys, get out there, enjoy God's creation, and keep on looking up.